Do you even know what areas an ID needs in order to be successful? If not, don't worry, friend, I've got you. In today's video, I am going to walk you through my signature anchored ID framework. It's going to walk you through all of the areas that you need in order to be successful as an ID freelancer and give you the opportunity to figure out which areas you want to focus on to upskill this year. Hi friends, my name is Vanessa Alzate, the founder and CEO of Anchor Training, and on this channel, we help instructional design freelancers level up in business and also in their instructional design game. Here we have the Anchored ID framework. Pretty, isn't she? And in this framework, I've got 3 areas that you need to be successful in order to really be that full instructional designer, to be the one that becomes the go-to, to be the instructional designer that gets the top positions, that gets the high paying jobs, that really is that whole instructional designer. So first we have the hard skills, then we have the soft skills, and then we have the business skills. Let's break each of these down. So first we have hard skills, or more technical skills, if you will. So in this area, I want you to really think about, do you have your adult learning theory and instructional design models down? Do you know what the best adult learning theories are to follow? Do you still believe learning styles are a thing? Really think about what are those key pieces that you need to know, those key models. So some recommendations that I have in this area is knowing the ADDIE model, knowing SAM, knowing Kirkpatrick's levels of evaluation, knowing the action mapping process, knowing Gagne's 9 events, Bloom's taxonomy. Those are the things that you hear over and over again. So really knowing them and having an understanding of them are really helpful. But here's my spoiler alert. No one creates training with Gagne's 9 events right there in front of them. It's just in the back of our minds. We know it, we reference it because we know it's good instructional design practice, but it's not like we sit there and say, how is what we're creating mapping exactly to Gagne's 9 events? Don't take it so seriously like you need to be a full expert in it. Give yourself some grace. The next area of the hard skills or technical skills are the digital tools. Now, if you're never going to be a digital developer, then you can skip this part, but it is good to know what the capabilities are of each of these tools and how it can help you create a full learning experience. See, even if you don't know the ins and the outs of every single tool, like I don't know the ins and the outs of all of these tools, but I can talk to them and how they could be valuable and be able to pull them in when needed. So think of it that way. So think of tools like Articulate, Camtasia, Captivate, Beyond, or some other animation tool, Figma, Adobe XD. These are tools that you can use for storyboarding. And those are really the main big tools that you'll use. Adobe Creative Suite is another great one, right? So things like Photoshop and InDesign are also really great to utilize. But also, don't count out the power of Microsoft PowerPoint and Microsoft Publisher. And then finally, the last area of this key area that I think every instructional designer needs is really solid writing skills. We write so much content. And if you're looking to freelance in instructional design, you're going to start creating marketing content, so you're going to be writing even more content. Take it from me, your girl who's always on the social medias, is a lot of writing that's happening over here. Really getting your writing foundation down solid is really what truly you need. Like, let me be honest with you. I don't care if you've got the best graphic design skills. I don't care if you have the best digital skills. If I'm not looking for you as an e-learning developer and I'm looking for you as an instructional designer who's going to, write a storyboard or something like that, I need you to be able to write. Because I can always find a developer. I can always find someone to pull in those tools as I need. If the content and the writing isn't good and it's subpar, it doesn't matter how pretty the packaging is. I think for an instructional designer, if you are not focused or you have not built up your writing skills and writing for instruction, and really thinking about writing for storytelling, writing in a more personable way, writing in a way for people who are of different languages, who are, English is their second language and are reading your content. These are all things that you need to be able to do in order to be a good instructional designer, especially if you're looking to freelance and you're going to work with global clients. These are things that you need to be able to have in your back pocket. So know that a lot of your time is going to be spent writing content. So really get good at writing and really solidify writing and really distilling information, right? So going from content dump into a content map, into a storyboard, into all of these things. Get really good at being able to dissect that information and get really good at being able to look at a whole bunch of stuff in front of you and put yourself in the mind of a learner and dissect that information. That is all part of our technical skill as instructional designers, right? That's all part of being able to do our craft unlike anybody else, right? So like a doctor off the street, a subject matter expert, they cannot do our craft because they're not looking at it from a lens of a learner, an adult learner, an instructor. You are that. So if you can take your time to really develop those skills, that is going to just bump you up. And know this, you don't have to be amazing at these skills from rip. Like you can gradually get better. If you look at my work from when I started back in 2009, heck, even some of my work back in 2018, it's not as good as my work now because every single project I work on, every single thing that I do, I get better and better and better and better. And I know that in 5 years, when I pick up a new project, I'm gonna do something better than I did today. Know that this is something that you don't have to be amazing at in order to be a freelancer, be super successful. You can take your time doing this. But these are the areas that you need to really build up and know about and really spend time upskilling in order to be that instructional designer, be that business owner that I know you want to be. The next piece of the puzzle are soft skills. And I heard one of my friends say that she was in a conversation with other ID colleagues, and this is something that a lot of people don't put a lot of focus on, and I think it's such a miss because if you're not focusing on the softer side of things, you're really missing a lot of opportunity to really build up your personal brand. So let's go through each of these pieces. First, I have your communication skills. So when I think of your communication skills, you have to be someone that's going to be able to clearly communicate expectations, someone that's going to be able to change their communication styles to accommodate, different types of subject matter experts, different types of stakeholders. You have to be someone that is able to really identify the best communication method for the project, the learner, your end customer, right? And you need to be able to flex on that. And you need to be able to also, frankly, read a room. And I almost cursed on that one, but part of that communication skills is understanding that you need to read the room and when to maybe pull back and see exactly what's going on and be able to communicate appropriately based on what you're seeing. The other area that I think that communication skills is so important is being a frequent communicator. This is going to go into our next circle where we talk about project management, but I did want to make sure that I highlight it now because successful instructional designers are frequent communicators, are ones that can be able to say, hey, have an issue, we need to raise a flag here, or hey, I need a little bit more content, or that deadline is gonna have to be pushed back and here's why. So you need to be able to communicate and be able to communicate the why. The next piece of the soft skills bubble is relationship management and relationship building. Relationships are so crucial in instructional design. Frankly, I think a lot of courses on instructional design books make it seem like we do work a lot of time, like a lot of writing all the time and a lot of like the actual deliverable development. And it doesn't do enough justice on the amount of time that you're managing relationships. You're managing your subject matter experts, you're managing your boss, you're managing, your stakeholders, you're managing an external client, you're managing another designer, you're managing another developer. Like it's a lot of dealing with a lot of personalities and a lot of people. If you are not super skilled at building relationships, managing those relationships, again, reading the room, right? Understanding what is happening, I want you to take some time to really think about how you can work on building up your relationship building skills. It is crucial because if you can build a relationship from the beginning, a really good trusting relationship with your subject matter experts, with your stakeholders, your project, I promise you, will go a million times smoother. I rarely have subject matter experts ghost me. Why? Because I build a relationship with them. I make it a point to build a relationship with them from the beginning before we really jump into a lot of content. And every time we meet, I make sure that we're doing a little bit something more to continue to build a relationship, so they feel so emotionally tied to me in a way that they're not going to want to ghost me. They're going to feel awful if they ghost me because they know they're screwing me at work or at my project or whatever. So they're going to continue to stay on, or at least help me help them, figure out a way to help them. Make sure you're working on building your relationships. And then the last area of this is creativity. And I don't just mean creativity in like the looks and the visual design, although that is really important too. I mean, you have to be creative in finding ways to change things up. Templates are really nice. Your girl loves a good template. But after a while, you cannot be delivering the same thing over and over and over again. Your boss, your clients, they're going to get over it and they're going to start looking for other people to bring stuff in. So you want to be able to to think outside the box, to create other opportunities, to be a little bit more creative, to try something different, and also know how and where to push the envelope. And also, when I'm saying creativity, I also want you to be creative in finding solutions. So sometimes some things you're gonna have to be creative, you're gonna have to be a little bit agile, you're gonna have to be a little bit bendy. Being able to have that creativity in your mind to see a problem, see a roadblock, and figure out a way to get around it, it's gonna be something you really need as an instructional designer, because in ID, in training and learning and development, there are a ton of roadblocks out there. Finding time to be creative, to maneuver around them and find solutions is really a great skill to have, and one that people really notice. And then the final circle, which is my favorite, is the business skills. First things first is project management. I will nerd out on project management. If you can manage your project and manage your people and walk them through and manage up with a process, you can really help to make sure your projects stay on time and on budget, or as close to on time and on budget. And honestly, in a world where a million things are pulling at all of us at one time, a lot of people that bring you in to be an instructional designer, they want you to have a lot of that process and that project management skill, and they want you to take them on that journey. And they want you to be the one that says, this is the process and this is how we're getting from point A to point B to point Z, and I'm gonna walk us through it. So if you can really be able to clearly define what that process is, what the project management is, it's just gonna elevate the entire client experience, the entire experience and your career. And it's going to help you in the long run so that you really don't freak out every time a new project steps into your lap, because you're gonna know this is how you get from point A to point B. And the other big piece of project management is being able to clearly define expectations and roles and responsibilities. So really making sure everybody knows where they are, what their role is in the team, what their position is on the team. I don't know, I don't play sports, I was a dancer. But you know what I mean, what role everybody has to play in order for this project to move forward. And when you're able to really define, like, this is your role and this is your responsibility and this is what I need you, this is how I need you, and this is how I want you to provide feedback and do the thing, there are no decisions they have to make and their life is a whole lot easier. But if you provide them with no guidance on how to review a document and you're just like, here you go, it makes it a lot harder for them. They make crazy decisions, they make crazy requests, they have to make it up for themselves. And then often that's when review cycles start going rogue. So if you can really steer the ship, little nautical joke there. If you can really steer the ship and help define those expectations and roles and responsibilities and how everyone interacts together, oh friend, it is so much easier. And the next area is branding and sales. And you know your girl loves a good branding moment, okay? So as an ID, here's the one thing you know you have to be a salesperson. And I don't just mean being able to sell your services. I really mean to be able to sell your solution. Whether you're an internal person or a freelancer, you need to be able to sell your solution, sell your recommendation, sell your solution to this problem. And so having that marketing, branding, and sales mindset is going to help you in that. It's going to help you in your career. It's going to help you as an instructional designer because you'll be able to really see a bigger picture above just the actual deliverables, right? You'll be able to really see and be able to really discuss your recommendations and really be able to earn yourself a seat at the table because you'll be able to talk about it in a different way. You're gonna be able to market your department. You're gonna be able to market yourself. Having that branding and sales background is just going to elevate the experience, and it's also going to help you really further your mission to get yourself closer to that seat at the table. The other thing that's so crucial about having this branding and sales and marketing mindset is that truly is going to also help with creating marketing and branding campaigns in your actual work. So you'll be able to, if you're launching a new initiative, you're launching a new onboarding program, if you're not talking about the marketing and the branding and how you're going to sell it to your entire organization or your new hires or your managers, what are we doing here? It's not going to go anywhere. It's not going to have that same, you're not going to have that same buy-in that you're looking for. So really having that marketing, branding, and sales background is going to help you market your training internally and really help you gain that buy-in. There's like no price you can put on buy-in. And then the last one is vision and mindset. Listen, instructional design can be a rough world. Your work is constantly being reviewed. So you're constantly getting feedback, which can be hard. You can be the best at getting feedback. It's still hard. If you are in the freelance area, you are constantly looking for work, you're doing more, you are, putting yourself out there, you're dealing with the whole business side of things. That can be hard on your mindset. You're working with so many different personalities, so many people, and sometimes we're therapists, and you're dealing with politics in the office. There is a lot. But if you can really work on mindset and being able to articulate a vision, you can create transformative experiences for yourself, your learners, your department, and your clients. So vision and mindset are critical. Well, friends, with all of these pieces, I know it can feel overwhelming, but guess what? I've got just the key for you to help you figure it all out. If you're looking to start your freelance career and you just don't know where to start, check out my course, Destination Freelance ID. We even walk through this whole framework as well. And we go through everything, talking about what you need to know when you're starting out as a freelancer. We talk about vision and mindset. We talk about branding. We talk about your resume. We talk about portfolio. We talk about sales skills. We talk all of the things to get you ready to get out there and get your first freelance gig. One of our students even said, it is like pouring gasoline on your freelance career to get the fire started. I love that. As an Aries, as a fire sign, I love that. If you want to join, the link is down below. And to get personalized feedback from your girl right here, yes, I see all of your homework submissions and I review them and send you my own Loom video going through it, providing my feedback and recommendations from the eye of a hiring manager and from the eye of another instructional designer. I mean, what better kind of feedback is there than that? And then of course you get access to me as well through our private Slack community. Friends, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.